40% of millennials these days rent, and close to almost 20% still live with their parents. The dream of home ownership could not have been further for a growing number of young people. This is The Mortgage for Millennials by Sean Cooper. Sean Cooper outlines many relevant ways in having more money to pay for the house. His book has a collection of creative checklists on where you can save. Budgeting, tracking your spending habits, avoiding an increase in expenses when we have an increase in income. But one aspect that we will focus on that is extremely relevant to millennials is social media and overspending. As we all know, social media has been a part of our everyday life. Although it provides us with a great medium to relay information and connect with important people, it also impairs our self-esteem and is also leading us to overspend. How does it do this? Young people are scared to be left out. This causes them to spend more money because certain low-priced products don't have the same appeal attached to them. A Canadian survey found that over half of millennials feel the pressure to live beyond what they can afford because of the need to uphold a certain social status. This leads to young, soon-to-be home buyers spending lavishly on parties, vacations, expensive restaurants, or cars. And although these purchases satisfy the immediate need for attention and gratification, millennials end up with less down payment and having to take on more debt for their mortgage. So overall, the tradition of having to keep up with the Joneses becomes magnified with social media. Awareness of this trend and taking action towards financially smart decisions should be prioritized in rounding up cash before a home purchase. Another surefire way to ensure that you will have a bigger down payment is to pay a visit to the M&D Bank. This is the mom and dad bank. An option that may or may not be available for you, but is one of the most commonplace sources of help. Although your parents may not like the sound of this proposition, they can help in a number of ways. The most extreme and actually most common way that parents help is through the magic of gifting. Sometimes parents may elect to give their inheritance while they are still alive. 42% of first-time home buyers get help with their down payment from their families. For this part, it helps that you have conveyed to your parents that you've been financially responsible, just so they feel a bit more at ease with parting with their money. A more indirect way for parents to help is when young people live with their parents for a longer period of time. This may mean free rent or subsidized rent comparable to what the average is at the market. This allows potential homeowners to build up more equity in their future purchase. Another trend becoming apparent in young home buyers is to purchase a home with friends and families. One important aspect of this venture is that it needs to be treated as a business. A lawyer should be present in writing up the legal agreements and documents in the entry and exit of the investment. This route also brings its basket of risks. If anyone's ability to pay for their share of the mortgage is altered, such as a job loss or sickness, a strain in the professional and personal relationship can ensue. The real value of a bigger down payment becomes insurmountable. The most direct benefit of having a small mortgage is obvious. You will have less interest to pay. This means more of your money every month goes towards the principal of the house. Another unforeseen benefit of coming up with a big down payment is avoiding mortgage insurance. Mortgage insurance is a premium on top of your mortgage payments. It ensures that the amount you owe is paid for in case you're not able to fulfill your monthly payments. Often you will need to have at least 20% of the purchase price in order to avoid paying this hefty mortgage insurance. And that is part 1 of the Mortgage for Millennials series. Part 2 will focus more on the selection of the property that you will purchase. This concept was taken from Burning Your Mortgage by Sean Cooper. And if you've learned something new, give me a like or subscribe. Thanks for listening.